And welcome to the Carla Knits podcast. Today is Friday, January 21st, and I'm coming to you from Nebraska. This is a podcast about knitting, crocheting, and always all of the yarny goodness that I love. This is episode 40. It's hard to believe we've made it this far. I'm really excited. So if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you like what you see, please feel free to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. All right, you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as cbcraftygirl, and we do have a podcast group on Ravelry. Today is an exciting day. I am announcing the winners for the Holly Jolly Make-Along, which ran from November 1st to January 15th. So I did close those threads, I believe sometime on Sunday last week. And so I am announcing winners today. So we're just going to get started with that. So I pulled winners from the chatter thread and I pulled winners from the finished object thread. So from the chatter thread, the first person I picked, or the first post that I picked, and I did a random number generator, was post 77, and this is V Shaw 7. This is Vicky, and Vicky, you win a pattern prize on Ravelry, so a pattern prize of your choice up to $10. So if you can just send me a Ravelry message with which pattern you'd like, I will gift that to you. All right, the next prize chosen from the chatter thread was post 224, and this is Turtle Burger on Ravelry, and this is Brittney. Hi Brittney, if you're watching. You posted a lot, you did chatter a lot, so I really appreciated that. And you win this Christmas needle cozy and this sweet little stitch marker. And winners on Ravelry of physical prizes, if you can message me with your full name and mailing address, that would be great. And some of you may have been winners before, but please go ahead and resend me your name and address. All right, the last one from the chatter thread is M. Joe. This was post 133. And you also win a needle cozy. So this is a little skiing fabric. And then this is a little progress keeper, which is a little pair of skis. So congratulations. All right, and then from the finished object thread, I have 3 prizes. No, I take that back. I have 5 prizes from the finished object thread. So the first is, it was post 134. And your Ravelry username is Emily Sao, and she made a hunting hat for a work friend, and you win this 50-gram skein of Christmas yarn. Next, from finished objects, is post 238. Lannie 129 is your username, and you made monogram Christmas stockings, and you win this 50-gram skein of this fun neon speckly yarn, which would really be fun for the spring, a pair of shorties or something. Let's see, next post was 181. It's Patnell, and she made a cowl. And you win this black checked bag and sock set by Lumberjack Yarn. Danny donated this prize, so thank you so much, Danny, for your donation. So this is for Patnell on Ravelry. Also donated by Danny is going to post 142. This is Ashley. Ash M. Co. is your Ravelry username. And she made a colorwork Christmas hat, which was really cute. And Ashley, you win this Christmas cookie cutter bag and also a very fun Christmassy sock set by Danny of Lumberjack Yarns. And then the final prize goes to this is post 179, and I don't know your name, but your username on Ravelry is INowHour, and her post was a baby dress for charity, and she made lots and lots and lots of lovely things for charity. So this was one of her posts. It was a baby dress. And so she wins this beautiful bag donated generously by Susan of Delightful Works. A nice drawstring bag. And this half skein of Stress Knits yarn, sock fingering weight. And then this tiny Jingle Bell Progress Keeper. So all of the Ravelry winners, if you can reach out to me with a Ravelry message with your full name and address, and I will get these out in the mail to you. So congratulations to all our winners, and thank you so much to all of you who have who participated. It was just a lot of fun, and you know, the best reward is seeing all of those finished objects and knowing that you made beautiful things for family and friends or for charity. So congratulations to our winners, but really great job to everybody who participated and made those beautiful things. So that make-along is finished, but we do have a current make-along going on. Excuse me. This is a year-long make-along on Ravelry. This is called Love Your Stash Mal make-along. And this started January 1st and goes through the very end of the year. And the idea is to make anything you want, but using your stash, anything acquired prior to January 1st of this year. So there is already quite a bit of chatter, and there are quite a few finished objects already. So I guess you guys like the idea, or there are enough people out there that really like the idea of using Stash Up. So I know I'm enjoying using my stash. I kind of have a renewed excitement for yarns in my stash that I'm seeing. So I hope that you are finding that too. So there is a chatter thread and a finished object thread, and you can post in both. And I will be drawing prizes every 3 months from those threads. So hope to have you participate. And thanks for those of you who already are joining in, and hope you're having fun. All right, on to some knitting. Yeah, that's why you're here. What I'm wearing today, this is the Shift Cowl by Andrea Mowry. And let's see, I just pulled this up on my Ravelry page. I made this using 3 contrasting skeins of Noro Silk Garden sock. So it was a little more affordable maybe than the spin. I think is it Spin Cycle yarns that was used in the sample pattern. But I do like how this turned out. I will say I started it and it took me a while to get into the rhythm of it. I put it away and then I picked it up. So my Ravelry page says I started at May 31st, or May 31st of 2020, and I finished it in December of 2020. So that was a really long time for a cowl. Excuse me. Still hanging on to that cough. But I really like how it turned out, and it's very warm. Very warm, but it's really good, you know, wearing your winter coat and having something nice around the neck. So I really do like how this turned out. And Noro is such a fun yarn to work with. Just all the different colors are just, you just kind of never know how it's going to knit up. So I do have enough of those 3 skeins that I could knit a whole complete other one, and it might look completely different. So, but that's what I'm wearing. I have 3 finished objects today. So, all right, I have been busy this week. So this is my first finished object. This is a DK pair of socks. I used the pattern DK Vanilla Socks by the Crazy Sock Lady. And the yarn is by Bumblebee Acres Farm in the Elizabeth Bennett colorway. And I mentioned last week how it kind of reminded me of those pastel mints or butter mints. And several of you did comment on that episode. Some of you had your own memories of those fun mints. And I did post to somebody, I had bought some, it was just pale yellow butter mints at the grocery store, thinking I would put them out for Christmas when my kids were home, but I never put them out. So now they're in my cupboard. So I guess I'm just gonna have to enjoy them. But yeah, it kind of reminds me, the colorway kind of reminds me of that, but really soft and pretty. So this is, what was I going to say? This is one of the items on my Make 9. You know, I put one pair of socks, which I know I'm going to make more than one pair of socks, but it is an item on my Make 9 gift board. So this is going to go into my gift boxes to save for throughout the year. So that's my first finished object. The next, I really did not intend to have done this quickly, but I'm very happy with it that I do. This is the crochet blanket that I am making for my brother David and his wife Natalia, who are expecting twin boys in June. So this is the first one. This is the Easy Textured Stripes Blanket by Lauren Brown of Daisy Cottage Designs. Did I say it's crocheted? And she has a lot of beautiful blanket patterns. So this was very easy to do. I used Stylecraft Special Aran yarn. When I was watching the podcast back last week and editing, I said Stylecraft Aran, and I'm like, that's not right. That's not right. It's Aran, because Aran weight yarn. So I'm pretty sure I got it right this week. Stylecraft Special Aran. So if you caught my mispronunciation, hopefully you had a good laugh last week. The colors that I used are mustard, cream, teal, and parchment. And let me just kind of scroll up so you can see that. So I'm very happy with that, where the little teddy bear marker is, which I thought was a great progress keeper for a baby blanket. That's where I was, so I did all of that and finished the blanket. So I looked on my Ravelry page. I think I started this January 10th and finished it on the 18th. So it really was quick, and it really was fun to do a big crochet project again. So I had said last week that I'm gonna wait a little while, and that is still my intention, to make baby blanket number 2. So I probably will push that into March to make the other one. But that is also off of my Make 9. My third finished object, also crocheted, excuse me again, is this, I am calling it Birthday Unicorn Cupcake. This is for my niece Charlotte, who has a birthday coming up in February. This was a really quick little crochet project. The pattern is called Unicorn Floral Cupcake by Sweet Softies on Ravelry. And I used just scraps of yarn. I think there's some worsted and some DK. So I made it work, but it was a really fun, cute project. And Charlotte has a sister, Eiley, who has a birthday coming up in April. So I will be making hopefully another version of the cupcake to gift to her sister. But this is for my niece. Yeah, it was really fun. I would not say it's beginner crochet friendly. It does assume that you have some knowledge of crochet. It does not give all of the instructions written out, so it does assume that you know how to do things, how to finish your rounds and go on to the next step. But I was able to do it just fine. So I really like how that turned out. It's really fun and colorful. So it kind of looks like a sprinkled cupcake. So that is my third finished object. And I didn't list all my scraps because I'm not entirely sure where or what all of my scraps were, but it's a really fun project. So fun to use up some scraps, leftover scraps. All right, I feel like this is moving along fairly quickly today. So with those 3 finished objects, I only have one active work in progress on my needles right now. So here is my bean and olive. Let's see, and I have split for the sleeves now. So I'm at the point where I will just be, I've separated out the sleeves, so less stitches now, and working in the round for many, many inches. But last week I was just past the color work. So I did make some good progress on this. I will say the increases in here are fairly visible, and I don't know if that's, I think that's just the pattern, because I do see them on her pattern on Ravelry, or her picture on Ravelry, and maybe because it's a lighter color yarn. But I am hoping that blocking will sort of relax some of those stitches down. But isn't that fun? I'm really enjoying it. I love the bright color work. The yarn that I'm using, the gray is from Lion Brand. It's their LB collection, Superwash Merino, in a gray colorway. And then the contrasting color is DK Weight. It's a DK Weight sweater. It's Lyric by Dragon Horde Yarns. So that is it for my projects today, guys. So I finished the socks yesterday, and I thought about casting on right away. I'm like, no, just work on the sweater. So now I can show you some things that I hope to cast on soon. And of course, this can always change when other projects come about. So we will see. But I thought I was kind of burned out maybe on shawls after doing the 2 shawls during the month of December, but I guess I am not. I am really anxious to use this beautiful yarn that my parents gifted me for Christmas. And I just want to say, sorry if I shocked everybody, so parents for Christmas, but it is my mom's birthday tomorrow on Saturday, January 22nd. So a very happy birthday to you, Mom. So this yarn I am going to use in the Stash Dance Shawl by Susan Ashcroft. And I'm just anxious to get started. It's a really, really soft yarn. And then of course, I don't have socks on the needles now, so I have to get socks. I have to get socks on the needle. So I'm ready to go back to some fingering weight socks. Fingering weight socks just seem to glide a little easier with my fingers. I notice my fingers maybe are a little more tired when I do the DK weight socks. Do any of you find that? I use Hiya Sharps for my socks. And I guess I'm kind of wondering with DK weight socks if I tried a different, it's a US 3, if I tried a different size 3 needle for making DK weight socks. If you've made DK weight socks, do you have a needle that you really like to use? Let me know. All right, so this I pulled from Deep Stash. Excuse me. Take a drink again. And I must be on a Bumblebee Acres Farm kick too, because this is another skein of Bumblebee Acres Farm. And this is in the Outlander, their Outlander collection in the Claire colorway. So Outlander inspired. And I'm really looking forward to using this yarn because it is a different blend than I have used before. It's a 75% American Corriedale, 25% nylon. So I've never knit a yarn with the Corriedale in it. So it's really nice and plump. It's really woolly, and it's going to be a nice warm pair of socks. But you know, it comes in the hank like this. I'm just so curious to see how that's going to knit up. So that's the first pair of socks I want to cast on, and then I thought I can have 2 pairs of socks. So the other pair of socks is with this yarn. This is Lollipop Girls yarn, and I don't have the tag with me currently, so I don't remember the colorway name. but so it's self-striping sock yarn, and it comes with a coordinating mini. So I think for the mini, I probably will do the heels of the sock, possibly the toe, but that just looks like a fun striping sequence. So Lollipop Girl yarns. So those are for socks. And then the final thing I want to cast on is a pattern. It's called 44 Hearts Cowl, and this actually came as a set at a yarn store that I bought, oh gosh, several years ago. Lois, if you're watching, Woolly Mammoth, I bought this many years ago. So 44 Hearts Cowl. It's gosh, what do I want to say? The yarn is, what is the yarn? It just says 44 Hearts Kit. So this is 100% superwash merino. And so you have a textured pattern here, and I'll probably pop in a photo too, but it's a very textured cowl in that main color, and then one heart will be in this. This is called a niblet, and this is a tonal red. So, you know, I bought it with the intention all those years ago to make something cute and fun for Valentine's Day. So I think now is as good of time as any, since I'm trying to work through my stash. I'm finding all kinds of things I forgot that I had. How about you guys? So I'm going to try and work on that. And I said 44 Hearts Cowl, and this is by Alexandra Davidoff Studio, the pattern. All right, so those are the things that I hope to get started. The shawl is on my Make 9, one of my Make 9 boards, so that will be fun to work on that. I'm not overly concerned that I get everything done on those. It's just kind of a fun guideline. When I finished a couple of these things that I showed you today, I'm like, okay, well, what's on my board? What do I want to work on? So just kind of a fun way to kind of guide your knitting, but it's not a hard and fast thing that you have to do. So chatter wise, not a lot to tell. We've had some really bitterly cold temperatures here, which I love. I love it. But I know that a lot of people don't. But I have enjoyed it. I do wish we had snow. We've had not a lot of snow this year, so I'm still hopeful that we get some snow. So I hope those of you who have that beautiful white stuff are enjoying it. And if you could send some my way to Nebraska, that would be great. So I think that is it. So I hope that you've all had a really good week. I hope you are finding some time to do your creative things that you enjoy doing. And with that, I hope to see you really soon. Take care. Bye-bye.